Look at your goofy ass. Well, look at my goofy ass. Look at my goofy ass. My bald-headed ass. I want to give a shout out to my Patreon supporters who were in the group chat with me yesterday, in my Hold the Line group chat. Give a shout out to Zuek, Z-U-Ek, B-Max, Caleb, JS Atlanta, my boy JS Atlanta, Lawrence Turner. Give a shout out to my loyal Patreon supporters who were giving me words of encouragement. Mo, my boy Mo in the Patreon group chat. Brother Lex, Envy, and Soda, my boy Soda. X Squid, all you guys who are always active in the group chat. Nigga, what the hell? What the hell? As you guys know, I want to say that I'm grateful and blessed and honored that you guys have been always supporting my YouTube channel. As you guys know, I started this podcast after my breakup. I'm going to leave a link in the description to my first video that I uploaded on my YouTube journey when I started my podcast this year in January. I started this podcast in January this year, and I'll leave the link in the description and the pinned comment so you guys can get if you're a new subscriber, so you guys can get a backstory. But I started my podcast when I broke up. Well, after my breakup. As you guys know, I'm here in New York City. I've been living in New York since 2013. Been here ever since. And you guys know I always bring up my ex sometimes because it is what it is. I was with her for 6 years and all that. Shit, I don't think I would have ever started this podcast if it wasn't for my breakup, you know? I was doing good this year. Y'all know I'm busy as fuck. I work 2 jobs and I still do my YouTube. I do this channel, my second channel, Patreon. I release episodes every day on Patreon, even though I still work 2 jobs. I was doing good this past month. I was doing good. The couple of videos I sent you, I was like, I'm over my ex. I'm doing good. I'm over her, Something about this week was strange as fuck. I wasn't having the appetite to eat. I'm not depressed because I'm busy. I'm still working out. I did cardio all week this week. My dumbass, I felt like I was doing 8 miles a day. I was doing 5 miles in the morning before I go to my job, to come back, rest for a little bit before I go to the second job, work out again. I did cardio all this week, running to clear my head about some things. And I'm going to the gym this weekend to do weights, but I was doing cardio all week because I love running. It's therapy. But something about this week was I don't know why it just felt weird. I have no reason to be depressed. I'm not depressed now. I just felt something weird. And then yesterday, I learned that my ex is still here in New York. As you guys know, I went through a breakup, and y'all know the story. I'm gonna leave the link in the description for the first video so you can get a backstory of the breakup. But when we broke up, she was moving to LA. So I found this out yesterday. An old mutual friend, reached out to me and let me know, and they showed me proof too. And I was like, so my mind it triggered something. I had a lot of anger, because the fact that you gonna fucking lie to me and say that you moved to LA, because I don't know, just because we had a dog too, and I missed that dog. We raised that dog since it was a puppy, So 6 years is a long time again. As y'all know, this is the only woman I've ever loved, the only woman I've ever thought about having kids and marriage, because I didn't think about that shit before I met her, and I was just angry. I was like, did she really lie and be like, I don't know. I just don't know, because it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. A lot of shit could happen. Either she went to LA and moved back, because she does have the finances to move anywhere she wants. My ex is very financially well off, comes from a great family. And so much shit was going through my mind. And she did. So I don't got that many friends here in New York City. I got one person I can call my friend, and they were following each other after we broke up, and he was letting me know, like, because I ain't gonna lie, like last year when I was doing all that fun fucking, when I was trying to get my mind off my ex, I wasted so much time. I was supposed to start this podcast last year, but when I moved into my new apartment, I was like, okay, damn, I'm by myself. I'm so used to being with her for 6 years and a dog. I'm by myself. I started feeling lonely, and I just started drowning myself in pussy. When I should have been, I had a goal. I told myself when I move into my new place, I'm starting my podcast. It is what it is. And I was just drowning myself in pussy, drinking and fucking. Y'all know in one of my other videos, I was explaining what I went through after my breakup. I was drinking, fucking, watching Coach Greg Adams videos every day to get me out of my funk, out of my depression. And it was a dark place. And I think it was hard for me to get over the breakup because my ex has a whole bunch of friends, a foundation. I didn't have that. I didn't have that many friends here in New York because at the time I had a lot of fake ass acting friends who weren't real fucking friends. There's only one person I can really call a friend, and he knows who he is. But the other person who reached out to me, it was weird. They reached out to me yesterday. But I do not consider them a fucking friend at all. But because everyone picked a side, like it is what it is. Y'all know how it is with breakups. People pick a side. And last year, I remember I was catching up with my friend because he had to move to Jersey. So he's in Jersey now. So he doesn't get to come to the city as much. But they were still following each other. And I was, I was asking him, so what has she been posting and shit? And he was like, yeah, okay, yeah. He's like, yeah, it looks like she's in LA, dude. But she hasn't been posting much. I was like, okay, cool. So she's in LA. She's in LA. So maybe she was living there, but I don't know. And then he blocked her. No, she blocked him. So I'm pretty sure she blocked him because he was probably, feeding me information. But she blocked him. Again, I was in a dark place. I was still wondering what the fuck she was doing. But she blocked him. And that was it. Because at the time, bro, I don't have an Instagram yet. I'm gonna get an Instagram soon, but I don't have an Instagram, bro. I have no social media presence. That's why I just want to say that I'm so blessed and honored that you guys watch my podcast. Because at the time when I started this podcast, I just felt like a failure in life because I failed at pursuing acting. That was a dream of mine that I quit and gave up on. I failed at my relationship, and I think I just failed in life as a man, And I was like, ain't nobody gonna watch this podcast because one, I'm a nobody, I don't got no friends, and I don't have no social media presence. But when I first started this podcast, within 3 months, I got monetized, which it was a surprise to me. I thank you guys so much for always liking, supporting, and just watching my videos because I'm a dude with no friends in New York City. My boys in the Patreon, you guys are my friends, man. And y'all too, you guys who watch my shit. I got this channel's monetized and my second channel, Midnight Talks with Trey, that I do, 2 channels monetized, and I never thought that would happen. I'm still a small time YouTuber. I'm not big time whatsoever. I still have a lot of work to do. But it fucked me up hearing that information yesterday and then seeing the proof that she lives here in New York. And I get it's fun, but I gotta move on. I'm over her, but it's kind of trigger something in me because I was doing so good these past couple of months. I was busy I'm busy as fuck. I'm busy, man. I'm pushing out so much content, even though I'm working 2 jobs, going to the gym, doing my own thing. It's like I was getting there, getting my mind off it, And to my boy Zoo, who said it in the group chat, he was like, I don't blame you if you guys end up getting back together. I doubt we will ever get back together. I just doubt we will. I doubt we will ever get back together. Because the fact that she's here back in New York and she didn't even say shit, yeah, I doubt that. And then I'm pretty sure my ex's girlfriends are still in her ear. And listen, let me tell you something. I don't even think because y'all were saying she probably saw your podcast. I don't even think she even saw I don't think she even sees this podcast. I don't think that. I don't know. She don't watch videos like this. I don't think this came, I don't know. In my personal opinion, I don't think she's seen this podcast. And if she did see it, she'll probably look at me crazy. Oh, God, this is how he's acting after a breakup. He's red pill, you know? But I don't know. I don't think she even seen this shit. But knowing that she's here, kind of, yeah, it fucked me up yesterday. I couldn't concentrate. And then last night, bro, I couldn't really sleep. I could not even sleep that well. Usually I knock out because I'm so tired, but I was a lot on my mind. And it's so crazy because one of her close friends, I saw her in my area not too long ago. Walked past her. She looked dead at me, saw me because she was with some dude walking. That's my ex's friend. She gonna put her fucking head down and keep on walking like, what? Like, bruh, come on now. But hey, it is what it may, because she knows that my ex is here. I don't know. But it is what it is, man. I just didn't think, because a lot of shit was going through my mind. It's like, did she really fucking leave to LA? Was she lying and shit? Because the area she lives at too is the next borough over. Not that far from me. I don't want to tell you what borough me and her are in, but right there. I'm always going to be honest with y'all about my failures in life, just my experiences and shit. And as you guys know, when I was with her for 6 years, I was a broke, struggling actor. I was pursuing acting. It took me 10 years to book one TV show. And my ex she was there for me. She loved me unconditionally and never made me feel less than because I wasn't making that much money. And sometimes it was embarrassing because I'm 34 now, she's 30. So I was 4 years older than her, and still she was making money. But she's a good woman. She's always had a head start in life because family money, you know? It is what it is. But I was a broke, struggling actor for the 6 years, struggling, working odd jobs, and still she would pay for trips, took me on trips, pay for everything, gifts. Like this is why I can't say nothing negative about it, even though she hates my guts, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I'm going to tell you the reason why she hates my guts. Pay for everything. Pay for trips, all that. Pay for trips, all that shit. Buying me gifts all the time. She works her corporate job, come home from work, cook me a meal. She'd always cook. So I never what more could you ask for? A girl who showered you with unconditional love and shit and all that. So it took me 10 years to book one TV show, right? So again, keep in mind, I'm a broke, struggling actor working odd jobs that won't really conflict with auditions. It took me 10 years to book one TV show, right? Booked that TV show. Now, the money I made on that TV show is about what, $6,000, $7,000, right? That's not that much in New York City. You may think it's probably good. That was my rate for the week, right? One TV show. But it took me 10 years. All these auditions I was doing just to get that. So I did not have an LLC. This is my first time booking a TV show. So you can imagine how much they took out of taxes. And then my manager gets her percentage. So that money, it doesn't really go that far. And then I'm auditioning for the next gig. And when I booked that TV show, just talking to other actors, seeing how they live, and it took me 10 years to realize that a lot of I'm thinking that when you book a TV show, you making bank, you're going to be able to go on to the next thing. Because at that time, when I booked the TV show, I was auditioning. Right when I booked that TV show, my manager was in overdrive, getting me all these big auditions for the Michael Jackson biopic that just came out. I auditioned for one of the brothers. All the power shows, all the power shows you see on Stars by 50, I was auditioning for all of that. Every TV show you could think of, I auditioned for. Getting that close. And then the writer's strike happened. That actors union, when the actors, I'm not an actor anymore, so fuck it. That was the dumbest shit ever. How the fuck you gonna strike and you ain't got no damn leverage? but they striked and the Hollywood, it was closed. Auditions were dead for a whole year. And that last year when we were together, I was working all these odd jobs, broke. I was not unemployed, but these jobs weren't paying that much, but I had to do what I had to do. And around that time, I know two of her girlfriends got engaged. And she was bringing up marriage and kids. And you got to know, we were together for 6 years. This is both of us' longest relationship. This is the first person I've ever really loved and really, like, I was head over heels for her. I ain't gonna lie. When I first got with her, as y'all know, man, I used to make that hike. I used to live in Brooklyn at the time. She lived in Manhattan by Hudson Yards. Every day I pursued her heavily because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Until that time, she was probably the prettiest woman I've ever been with. Pretty, like, y'all know she's pretty, Asian chick. Just, yeah. I cut out I had a rotation of two chicks I was like banging out, cut them off right when I met her, and I was pursuing her heavy. She like, it's just, outside of sex and all that stuff, I just felt like we connected on like an emotional and mental. That's why I always felt like she was my best friend at that time, because we just clicked, And you don't find that a lot in the dating market, So that last year, when her two girlfriends got engaged, she kept on bringing up the marriage thing, the marriage and kids. And at that time, I just did not have the money to like propose and start that next chapter of our life. I was a broke actor, and it was getting to her. She was like, I love you, but I don't know. She said, I don't know how long I can wait until you get your big break as an actor to be financially stable, because I want to have kids. I want to marry you. I see us doing that, but I just did not have the fucking money. I was like, nigga, at that time, I was thinking about being a cop. I was just trying to do something that I was not going to love doing. Just to have some stable income to like probably get married and stuff. And we were supposed to go to London. And again, I think she offered to pay my ticket. Yeah, she offered to pay my ticket, but I felt bad because she was paying for all these trips. She paid for all the trips before. So I was like, that ain't, I couldn't allow this time. And then I was so depressed. I felt like a failure because I was on such a high when I booked that TV show. I was on such a high. She was happy. My mom was happy. We were all happy because it took me 10 fucking years, And then when the auditions dried up, it was just so slow. I felt like a failure. I felt embarrassed. And I felt very embarrassed because my ex she would help me with auditions, help me read and tape and shit. And I felt like I was wasting her time because she went out of her way to help me, And the auditions dried up. I was working these shitty jobs and I was depressed as hell. I was depressed. I felt like a failure because I know at the back of my mind, I'm feeling like the clock is ticking. I need to find a way to make money ASAP. I need to find a way to make money ASAP before this relationship ends. Because she wants to get married, she wants to have kids, and I was not in the financial position to do so. And I could not get mad at her because listen, I say this all the time. Women want a provider, it is what it is. I can't get mad at her because I was with her since she was 22 years old. She was 28 when we broke up. How long is she supposed to wait for me to get my shit together? And at that time, like I said, again, I was treating acting like a career when I should have been treating acting like a hobby because I never made enough income from an actor to sustain myself. That was my fuck up. I was naive. I was a dreamer, which was stupid. My biggest regret is spending 10 years pursuing acting. That's my biggest regret in life. I should have never wasted that much time pursuing a dream. It was just dumb. It's dumb. I shouldn't have done that. It may work for other people, but I regret that. I should have been treating it like a hobby. It was just, no. I should have been doing it by myself. It's just, I fell in love. I fell in love, man. Y'all know how bad the dating scene is in New York City. It's trash. It's cooked. And I had horrible dating experiences before I met my ex, and I felt like, damn, I found the one, you know? So I never told this part of what led to the breakup because I was embarrassed. And I'm an idiot. There was no cheating or anything. It was, so after I told her I could not afford the London trip, I sat her down and we talked, and I told her straight up, oh, I'm embarrassed to say this, but it's the truth. I'm always going to be real with y'all, even about my failures. But I told her, I told her that I don't got my shit together. I'm broke as fuck. I don't know how long. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no acting career. I don't know what I'm doing. And she tried to talk me. She said, no, we'll figure something out. But it's like, I did not have the money to get married and start, like, I was with her for 6 years, man. And this is why she probably hates my guts. But at the time, she didn't. But her girlfriends were in her ear. I told her, when we had that talk, I told her that I was mentally checked out. I don't look at her in a romantic way anymore. I'm not attracted to her like that. I'm mentally checked out. She paused, looked dead at me for like a long time, but she had every right to, because she put up, she was with me when I was dead broke, but I was so fucking depressed because I felt like a failure in my life. And that's my big, because I still attracted to my ex, but I just wasn't there mentally. I just was so out of it because I was down bad. I was at rock fucking bottom. Rock bottom. And we talked for a while, and she was like, I said, when the lease is up, we should just go our separate ways because you need to be with someone with some money or something. You need to be someone who's on your level or some shit. And she said, yes, I've been thinking about this for a while. She started crying, and she was like, I love you. And you are a great man. You're a perfect man. It's just the finances. The thing. I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to do more traveling. And I could not afford that. I could not afford that. And we talked for a bit, and she agreed that, okay, the first plan was, okay, we'll still live together until the lease is up. She said, this is what she said. She was like, I know you are broke right now. She said, because she could easily cover the rent. She could easily cover the rent. She says, don't worry about rent. Save. I'll give you some time. Save money. Save until you have enough money to move out. And I was like, okay, because I could have been homeless. But the thing is, at the time, it's like, my name was still on the lease. My bank statement showed I was paying rent. It's just every time I was paying rent and my other bills, sometimes I didn't have any money left over, I was racking up credit card debt just to do shit. And I got out of that, but still, it's just, I put myself in the hole. So that was the first plan. But something in my mind said something's going to happen. She was talking to her girlfriends, and she told them what was said, and they were in her ear, which I don't blame them. She came back to the apartment one day. She was like, I just feel like you need to move out because I'm not happy with you being here. And I talked to the girls, and they were just telling me that you're using me and blah. And that's what they said. They were in her ear. And I can't, at the time I was heated, but could you blame her for what the girlfriends were telling her. If you tell a woman you're mentally checked out, you ain't into her, like you don't see her in a romantic way, but she still lets you live rent free because she loves you and she knows that you're gonna be broke. If like they were in her ear, they're like, oh, he needs to go now, girl, kick him out. And then it was downhill after that. That's when we saw the worst sides of each other. And I can't blame her because I did say that, but I was like, I regret saying that, but I think I could not see the relationship lasting if I was broke. And then she agreed. She was like, yeah, I think we should break up too after the lease is up because, you know, the finances are an issue. You know, at first she was doing a lot of crying, saying like, no, we can just like figure it out, you know? And even her mom's Asian, doesn't really speak English, you know? But when she told her mom about it, her mom was like, I don't think y'all should break up. She was like, he's a good dude. Listen, I get it. He doesn't have money, but he's a good dude. This woman does not even speak English, dude. And I was surprised she was even saying that. But yeah, after that shit, it was down here. All her friends did not like me. They wanted me out the house. She was trying to get me out the house. She was like, you need to leave. Like, you should leave because I'm not happy. I just saw another side of her. It's sweet. And it's like, but at the time, my name was on the lease. So my name was on the lease and my bank statement showed I was paying rent. So it's like, it was just downhill after that. We were just angry with each other. We saw the work. Keep in mind, for 6 years. For 6 years, we only had 2 small arguments. But that it felt like a divorce. I don't know, man, because the dog, and then she was taking the dog to her girlfriend's house who was saying some fucked up shit about me and shit. And it's like, I'm like, why you keep on taking the dog? Like, at least let me spend time with the dog and shit before we break. She was like, no, I need to get him used to not being around you. And I was like, okay. And again, it's like, it is what it is. It's like, and during that time, because during that time, I don't know what the fuck I was on. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I was not in the best headspace. I was like, listen, you free to do what you want to do. If you want to go on a date with someone, you can do it. And she looked, and because I met someone around that time. I went to a play reading and I met like a friend and I was hanging out with her, but we weren't having sex or anything. It was just on a friend level. And I was confiding in her. And then she did go on a date during our last months living. And it's like, it was just weird because I wasn't over her and she wasn't over me. It was just, she had her girlfriends in her ear. I had the fake friends who were in my ear about this shit. So her friends are bringing her here. My fake ass friends are bringing me. It was just, that's why I don't think we ever had real closure. We really didn't get to really sit down and really talk it out. The last time we sat down and talked it out was when I agreed to break the lease with her. She was like, just break it early because I want to go to LA and you're holding me back. And I was like, bet. I was like, fine, I'll break it. And then the last 2 months I was working. I didn't process the breakup because I was working 2 jobs. I was working in 2 jobs at the time. The one job I was working, I'm not working there anymore, but I had to get a job right away after we broke up because I needed to save money. I could have easily just packed up my bags and just moved to Georgia and live with my mom, but I didn't want to go out like that. I was like, I'm going to bust my ass and work every day until I save up enough money to get my own place. I didn't want roommates. I didn't no. So I got a job, nigga, at that time. I was not prideful. I got a job at Hertz Rent-A-Car washing cars in the morning before I had to go to my second job. And I worked 2 jobs every day. 2 jobs every day before it was time for me to break that lease. And yeah. And she probably hates my guts because listen, dude. Because before we agreed, before her girlfriends were in her ear, before her girlfriends were in her ear about the shit, we were cordial. We were cordial. Because she was generally my friend. She was like, listen, I know you ain't got no money. She said, don't worry about the rent. Just stack up your money so you have enough money to move. Because she said, I want you to be able to move into a nice place. And I was like, damn. And it made me rethink, like, oh shit, she is like, I don't know if we should even break up, because that's how, she really had my back. But when her girlfriends were in her fucking ear, which, fuck them, because listen, I don't give a fuck if they even see it. I don't think my ex even sees this podcast. But they were in her fucking ear. They know who they are. Because the person who I talked to yesterday, I already know about your goofy ass too. What the fuck you been doing? But, but yeah, they were in her fucking ear. He needs to leave. Kick his ass out, girl. It is what it is. They were in her ear about this shit. It is what it is. But I don't know, man. Just like, it fucked me up. So I never said that side of what I told her. I never said that on any of the episodes. Like, yeah, I was fucked up. I said some shit. Like, can you imagine telling a woman who's hold you down that you're mentally checked out, you're not in a good spot, you don't look at them in a romantic way, you're not, that's fucked up to say. I had to look back, and that was fucked up of me to say when I was down bad. But I felt like a fucking failure. I was like, she don't need to be with me. She needs to be with somebody who got money. That's how because it's like I was broke. And then 2 of her girlfriends got engaged. She was feeling like I'm ready to get married, and she was giving those hints. And I just did not have the finances. And I was just down bad, bro. I was down bad. And I said a lot of dumb shit that I regret. And I apologize too, because I know it was fucked up. I apologize, but her girlfriends were in her ear so bad, it was a different side of her. That's why she probably hates me, and it is what it is. She blocked me too after she left. I had to return shit to the property manager and shit. And I had to send, listen, the apartment's clean. This is what it looks like before I moved out. And they were trying to say, well, who gets the deposit? And I was like, just give her the deposit, because shit, she let me stay. So she got the deposit. The security deposit was like over $2,000 or some shit. But she let me stay 2 months rent free to stack my money. So I wasn't going to be petty about no fucking deposit. And it's funny because at the time, we're living in a luxury apartment. And I remember the maintenance guys, we had these 2 Asian dudes, cool dudes, maintenance dudes. And they were cool, talking to me about everything. And I remember he had to come to the apartment for like a last checkup. He was like, yeah, man, so what happened? Y'all broke up? And I was like, yeah, man, we broke up. And he was like, I'm not going to generalize all Asian women. I'm not going to do that. But if you Asian, y'all have better experiences than me. But because listen, man, this is why I'm telling you, man. This is why this is an Asian dude, maintenance dude. He's like, I don't date Asian women, man. They're too materialistic, bro. And that's her loss, bro. And he was trying to hype me up, but I'm not going to generalize all Asian women. I feel like all women, most are materialistic. It's not, but he was trying to hype me up and give me some words of encouragement. And I'm not trying to talk. I'm not going to talk down on all Asian women. It's just, I did not have my shit together. Did not have my shit together. Only person I can blame in that relationship ending is me. I take full accountability of that shit. Take full accountability. It was my fault. And she's a good woman. Listen. I'm pretty sure she's seeing somebody. Who knows? But she deserves better than me, It is what it is. I'm still trying, man. I still have a lot of work to do. I'm still trying to grow my podcast, my brand. You couldn't tell me that I would have 2 channels monetized this year. Because I don't have friends. I don't have a social media presence. You couldn't tell me this, I started this all on my own. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry to talk your guys' head off, but I just wanted to, I had to say this. I had to make this episode this morning before I go to work. If you were bored with this episode, I apologize. Again, this is going to be my last time talking about my ex. I'm going to try to, but I'm not going to stop this. A lot of people say, man, I hope y'all probably gonna get back together. You really think that we'll get back together after I just told you what happened? I'm down bad, broke as fuck, and I tell this woman I'm not attracted to her. I'm not attracted to her. I'm mentally checked out, and I think she needs to, move on. When she was helping me out when I was broke, yeah, no, I don't think so. And then her girlfriends were in her ear. I know. And if she ever saw this podcast, she'd be like, "Oh man, he's red pill. He's crazy," you know. I don't. Yeah, I think that chapter is closed. I wish her the best. She's a great woman. That was the best woman I've ever been with. That's why I would never. Y'all have seen me talk. I would never say anything negative about her. Who the fuck's going? Before her girlfriends were in your ear. Have you ever dealt with a woman that loved you so much that said, "Listen, I know you broke, but I got the rent. Stack up your money because I want you to be able to live. I want you to be able to move into a nice apartment," which I did. I was able to move into a nice apartment. But have you ever met a woman like that who's going to let you stay rent free until your lease is up? Well, that was I only had 2 months, but still 2 months was enough. But our lease wasn't over for about 7 months. We had 7 more months on that lease. Have you ever met a woman who's going to tell you straight up, "I know you broke, but listen, don't worry about the rent. I got it. Just stack your money because I want you to be able to move into a nice apartment." Not in New York fucking City. Everybody's on struggle mode here. It's cutthroat here. That's why I can never say nothing negative about my ex. She had my back. But I was just down bad. When you're not making money and shit and you're doing everything you can, working all jobs, you're just doing everything you can and it's still not enough. I felt defeated. And then, after the breakup, I was supposed to start this podcast last year. But what did I do? What did my goofy ass do? I moved into my new apartment, started drowning myself in pussy. I was drinking and fucking every weekend. Drinking and watching Coach Greg Adams every day. Crying. Can't believe it's really done. Nigga, I knew it was really, I knew it was really over. I knew it was really over when February this year, because the only thing I took out that apartment, because I bought all new furniture when I moved. The only thing I was able to take was the TV that I bought. The big screen TV that I bought. And, we're still logged on to this shit because it's a smart TV. I knew that shit was over this year in February when I was finally kicked off of her Netflix. I was petty. I was finally kicked off of her Netflix, Hulu, Apple TV, kicked off of all that shit. I was like, damn, okay. So I had to be a big man. I had to get Netflix by myself, get Netflix, Apple, all that shit. But I was still using her shit. I know it was fucked up, but I was still using her Netflix, Apple, all that shit. I logged onto my TV, got kicked off. I was like, damn. But it is what it is. But that shit fucked me up yesterday, finding out she's here in New York. But it is what it is. Like, can you blame her for hating me and blocking me? Because, to tell someone you mentally checked out and you don't see them, you're not romantically into them, it's fucked up. It was fucked up of me to say that. And I take it back. I regret that. That was because someone who held you down. It was really fucked up of me to say that. When I did say that, she was still trying to work it out. She was like, "Listen, we can make a way. I love you for you. We'll make a way." But I was like, "Girl, I'm down bad." I don't know, man. But it fucked me up yesterday, finding out she was here. But I want to thank you guys so much for always supporting my channel. Watching me. I'm never going to quit doing this. I already started something. I'm going to finish it. And if I fail at this, I'm going to fail trying, I love y'all, man. Thank you so much for watching my channel and being supportive. I would have never thought I'll make it this, I'm almost at 10,000 subscribers. And that means a lot to me. I don't even know 20 people, in my personal life. But thank you guys for watching. I'm so sorry that I bored you with this video. I'll be releasing a Patreon video later on today if I bored you with this video. But this weekend, y'all, please hold the line. I'm going to hold the line. I'm taking myself out this weekend. I ain't going to get too fucked up. I ain't going to get fucked up. I'm not going to be getting fucked up because, oh, my ex is in New York. But I could not go to sleep last night. I couldn't sleep last night. Because so many things are on my mind. It's like, did she actually move to LA? Like, why did she come back? Like, why is she here? Like, ugh. My tagline over say, arch that bet. I used to say that to her goofy ass. Arch that bet. She used to be like, I'm arching. I used to say that. That's where I get that from. I used to just say that out the blue, just to her goofy ass when we were together. That's where I get that from. And look at your goofy ass. But I don't know, man. I doubt she even sees this podcast. I know you guys say, oh, I doubt it. I don't know. I just doubt it. I doubt it. She don't really watch stuff like this on her YouTube. So I don't know. I don't know how the algorithm works. But yeah, man, I'm a work in progress. I just can't believe she's here in New York when she was in LA. But a lot can happen in 2 years, because I was talking to my close friend yesterday, and he's like, bro, because I had to call him after I got this information. The dude who lives in Jersey, he was like, bro, a lot of shit can happen in 2 years. He said she could have either went to LA, it did not work out, and she moved back to New York because she has the finances too. You know, most people don't, but I don't know. But God, I'm hold the line. I'm holding the line this weekend. I'm holding the line. I ain't gonna fold. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode. I just had to, I guess, vent to y'all and tell y'all what was on I could not really think straight yesterday, but this was on my mind. But thank y'all so much for always supporting me and watching my channel. Y'all have a blessed day. Hold the line. I'll be dropping another episode later on today for y'all. Peace.